Hi, it's Mary from Kick and Crochet. Today I'm going to talk about how to make guide strings for your hairpin lace loom so that when you take off your strip of lace it doesn't get all twisted and crazy. So let's go. Alright, this is a finished strip of lace and I'm going to untie my guide string so that I can take this off of my loom. Hopefully I'm going to untie my guide string. Just got in a big knot. Okay. I'm going to unwrap it from my loom. And then I'm going to just take these two ends and tie them together because I don't want them to come out, right? They're off my loom now. I'm going to tie them together so that my lace cannot escape. I'm going to take the ends off my loom, or at least one end off my loom. And I'm also going to take these guide strings off the other side. I can pull them a little bit to loosen them now that the other end is detached. And now I can pull my strip of lace just off my loom. Zoop. And you can see that it is straight. It's got these guide strings to make it so that it does not get tangled. If my kid comes and grabs this and makes it into a nasty ball, well, it's okay, right? I can just straighten it back out with my guide strings and it's all good, and I can store this and not have to worry about it while I make the rest of my strips of lace. So this is a really useful thing. It works really well when you're doing small strips because you can wrap it around the loom like that. So I'm going to show you how I do that. First of all, I always like to tie my slip knot before I close this up, just because I think it makes it a little bit easier. I'll get my slip knot on there, and then I will put the other side of my loom back on so that I'm ready for my next strip of lace. So here is what I do. I'll take a piece of scrap yarn. Here I've cut just a piece of white yarn. It's a scrap that I don't plan on using ever, so I don't care if I cut it and use it for this. So I'm going to thread this through my slip knot and just take one end of it out. Now, I like to try and make sure that my guide line stays on the inside of my loom so that it's just, I don't know, I just like it that way. You don't really have to do it that way. So I'll take it up to the top. It's not attached on the bottom at all yet. I'll do that later. I'm going to take it up to the top. I went through my slip knot so it's ready to go. I'll go up and I'll wrap it around, and then I'll come over here, wrap it around, all up to the top, and then down. And then on the bottom, I'm going to wrap it around, and then I'm going to take the other side, I'll wrap it around, and then I'll just tie these together, these two ends. I can just tie them in a bow. If I tie them in a knot, then I might have to cut the knot, and that can be problematic. So I just tie it in a bow, and now it's ready to go. So when I work my hairpin lace now, I just pretend like those strands are just part of my loom, and I just completely ignore them. So just to insert my hook like normal. Oop, maybe I insert my hook and grab my yarn. And when I twist my loom, those threads just twist with it so that as I work, they get woven through the loops that I make. And that helps me keep my loops straight and not twisted, because if you get twisted loops, it can be a pain. And although I can untwist them, I can figure out which way they go. I don't really like to have to do that. It's kind of a pain. So if you have scrap yarn and want to take a little bit of time now, it will definitely save you time later. While we're here, I was going to just say one more tip. When you're counting stitches for hairpin lace, you have to have the same number of loops on each side, right? So instead of waiting until I have 20 stitches on here and then trying to figure out if they're even on each side, I will put a stitch marker here. So right now I've got 3 on each side, and I always put my stitch marker on the left just so that I know. So I'm going to put it on the very bottom, and I'm going to say, when this is in front, I know I've completed both sides. So then if I do this, and I think, oh, that's 20 stitches, right? Well, no, because this is not in the front, so I haven't done both sides. So I need to do one more so that my little marker is in the front. And then I know, okay, both sides are even, so I can just count one side to do my stitch counts. So I hope that was helpful. Just a couple little tips to make your hairpin lace easier. All right, hope you will follow, subscribe to the channel so you can get updates about new videos, and happy crocheting.